Today I'll be showing you how to cook a top round roast in a pressure cooker. I chose the top round roast because I'm fond of beef, but any roast should work pretty similar to this. Cooking times will be different depending on cut of meat, although. It's important to know how to cook a roast because they taste good and they're pretty simple to prepare and they can cook quickly in a pressure cooker. Slow cookers take a lot longer and that's a more traditional way to do it, but pressure cooker is a newer technology and it works so much quicker, and I think it works better. I believe I'm qualified to tell you all how to do this because I've been cooking roasts for the past couple months and I've cooked various different cuts in different ways. I think this is the best way to do it. And in this speech, I will be seasoning the roast, putting it in a pressure cooker, putting the potatoes in, which I cut and I peeled and cut beforehand, and I'll be putting the broth in, and then I'll season the potatoes a little bit more, and then I'll cook it. Let's begin. You'll start by taking your seasonings. I use a rub because I like how it tastes. Of course, use whatever you like the most. Make sure to get the seasoning nice and distributed evenly over on the cut of meat. Also, do be careful of how much you put on the cut of meat because it's very easy to over season when you do it this way. If you look at the seasonings I have here, a lot of them have pepper or chili powder in them, except for the rub. The rub just it doesn't really have much of anything in it besides just normal seasons. Yeah, I think these three go together very well. I'd recommend them for anyone who wants a roast. Alright, we're done seasoning the roast. Now, we'll put it into the pressure cooker. Try and make sure it lays flat, or somewhat flat. It may not be easy, because some of the roasts don't like to fit very well. Next will be the potatoes. Be careful putting these in because they're pretty slick and they can slide on the floor very easily. Try and get them distributed pretty evenly. After that, you'll get the broth. I use a beef broth since this is a beef roast, but you can use any kind of broth you want really with any kind of roast. They don't make that much of a difference. And if you don't have a broth, you can just use water. I'll be putting a half a cup of it in. Now, after that, I'm going to season the potatoes a little bit with some garlic. Because I'm a fan of garlic and I think it helps make the roast better. Now, after that, make sure you have the lids on everything. Then you'll take the lid of your pressure cooker and put it on the device. Make sure it locks in and make sure the lid is on seal. And then for this roast, we'll be cooking it for about 35 minutes. Obviously, how long you cook it for will depend on the size of the roast. And then you'll wait for that to be done. I believe it's important to know how to cook roasts because they're easy to cook and they're quite tasty if done right. And you can do many different things with them. I tend to make my roasts a little spicier because that's the flavor I like. But you can go for all kinds of things. Like you could even probably make a barbecue roast if you want. You can do all kinds of stuff with them. And that is all.